Are live. So where are we again? We're in downtown Pittsburgh. Well, we're on Black Street in Pittsburgh. Yeah. We're at Modular's new build that they have just done on Black Street. Yeah. Tell us what we have.
We have 3 homes that we set. Really excited to share this with you guys today. It's hot and muggy and humid here, so be glad that you're at home, hopefully watching from a comfortable space. We do have some work happening on site today, so it might be a little bit noisy and a lot of activity going on, but we're going to walk you inside and show you a couple of different examples of what happens when these modules arrive. We're set on superior wall foundations. We have 9-foot ceilings on the first floor, 8-foot upstairs. And there's a lot to talk about once we get in.
There is a lot to talk about. So the first unit we're going to walk in, and I'm sorry for the whitewash. I know there's a lot of glare on what's going on behind us, but let's turn this way and maybe take that glare out. That's a little bit better. So I think what we can do is let's go into the affordable unit first, because there's really 3 units here. And those 3 units, one, there's an affordable one that is part of a city program that's been going on. And then the other 2 are market rate. Is that accurate?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And what's so great about these, and the third will be really the show house for Module, which is super exciting as well. They can really showcase their product, their level of craftsmanship, their partnership with the factory, which is it's so much easier to sell when you can show.
That's right. That's right.
But where we are right now, what's so nice about this location is there's a bus stop right here. You can hop on the bus and go where you need to go.
A Whole Foods.
There's a Whole Foods down the road
everybody knows
coming
that.
in. Trader Joe's. So there's markets within walking distance. And you have schools right in the area as well. So really these homes are designed to be in a neighborhood, that's easily accessible and low maintenance.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, very low maintenance. I mean, I don't know if we can see that at the roof up there, but we're going to walk up and we'll have some better angles. But there's going to be, why don't we just walk up and get out of this sun? There's going to be James Hardie siding on these. I know you can't see anything. You're like, Dave, you're killing my eyes. I know, I'm killing my own eyes. It is bright out here. But we'll just walk up. I don't know if you can really see that, but there's metal standing seam roofs on these. You can see that kind of the 3 units across, and we'll get some other pictures too and show you, but let's go inside, and that should help make everything a little bit more clear for everybody and make this a little bit easier for everybody to view.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with Pittsburgh, you'll notice that we're definitely on a hill here, and that's pretty much what Pittsburgh is known for.
That's right.
So if you're a runner, definitely you'll be getting in shape if you're running these roads.
All right.
So we're going to go in. We have some exterior work happening today.
We do. The guys are doing the roofing and the exterior siding. All right. Hopefully everybody can now see, probably hearing us breathing heavy and all the fun stuff. So let's turn this around, Jennifer.
Yeah, and remember, this is live, right?
It is live.
So
we live at sea level. I think we're breathing heavy. I'm like, holy cow, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so this is the fun part. So here we are.
We are inside the affordable unit. This unit is awesome. The windows are really, really awesome in this, and I'll let Brian mention who that is. Brian is going to join us at the end just for a few minutes. So Jennifer, let's talk about where are we standing in right now? What are the widths of these units?
Yeah, so I think, what are we, 11 feet wide?
Something like that. I think almost 15.9, maybe it's 11. I got to look. We'll ask Brian that too. Yeah. But they're self-contained, right? So there is no mate lines. There is no mate lines where 2 units come side by side in these.
That's exactly right. So what we will be able to show you a little bit later on, though, is how the modules sit one on top of the other, and how that all comes together with the foundation and with the second story. But essentially, this is all self-contained, and so much of this happened at the factory.
Yeah,
right?
It really has.
Had the flooring installed at the factory. All of the cabinets were done at the factory. So Dave, I don't know if you can take a look at the construction on these, but essentially you have all plywood construction.
They are. This is all plywood construction through here. Double plywood on the back wall. Right? They all self-closing dovetail drawers. They are. Pull those out one more time so everybody can see, Jen.
A really nice construction feature. So this is what you can expect from some of the factories that you're working with. Obviously the appliances haven't been installed yet, but they will be here soon. And you can see the nice, bright, open nature of this. I mean, obviously the windows are letting in a ton of light right now, and this is designed to be very energy efficient inside. So Dave, like we were talking about earlier, we have the open cavities in the ceiling.
We do.
I'm not sure if you can see it, but we have the Mitsubishi mini ductless system installed here.
Right there is the mini ductless, and then there's some cassette registers that come with this too. I don't know if everybody can see, but I'll try and point this up here so you can take a look. So you can see we have our plumbing drops, and this is typical of modular. Look at the space between floors, because this ceiling is typically not the floor for the second floor, right? So this is what makes modular so strong. It also gives it a lot more quiet, a lot more energy efficiency. It's just in the way we build. You can see we have a plumbing line coming down there. You got your hot and your cold wires. I don't know if you can see that, your PEX piping. And then we have a little bit of ductwork running between the floors, and that's from the floor cassette with the mini split units. So this is typical with modular, Jennifer. These are kind of the access points to get to the mechanicals between the first and second floor. Now, what is interesting about this whole thing, Jennifer, is everything we're seeing in here. Jennifer, do me a favor and just kind of walk those walls right there and just kind of point. Everything that we're seeing has already been installed at the manufacturing plant, right? That's going to be the basement stairs right there. Exactly. And we're going to go in the basement in the next unit. But yeah, I mean, even the doorbell, you can see the doorbell chime up there. Exactly. That was already on. All those light switches that you're seeing over here. The
electrical, like we said, the flooring. And when you do the flooring at the factory, again, it's really nice because you can decide what level of trim you want done at the factory as well. You can see the baseboard trim is already in. They chose a flat stock style. And the staircase was already installed. So again, when we're talking about the level of finish and how much you can expect when the modules arrive on site, this is a good example of a very complete module. And again, the size of this, the nature of this, the layout of this allows you to have so much of that finished work complete at the factory.
Yeah, so I mean, let's really think about it. I'm gonna kind of come in screen here and flip my screen up so we can see. But the beauty of this for infill projects, for affordable housing, and even if you just have a tight, narrow lot somewhere, is look how much of this is done. It's going to take zero time to complete this. I think this unit itself is about 90% complete once they set it on the foundation, at least from the foundation up. I mean, and that's just impressive.
Yeah, and if you've been following the Blackstreet project with Module, you'll know that these were set a while back. There were some issues with COVID and what was happening in the state, and some teams were furloughed and some job sites were not allowed to move forward. So when you think about timelines and when these were set and when it will be complete, this really isn't a good example of that efficiency, that speed, only because there were some major interruptions in the work.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. And listen, hey everybody, if you're joining us, we are live today. So this is a whole different setup than us sitting in our office. I know we always try and put people's names up there and respond. This one might be a little bit tough, but when we come back in at the end, we're gonna see if we can get into our LinkedIn. We'll start looking at some questions, but I won't be able to put anybody up there today, Jennifer. It's just we're live. I hope the stream is coming through well for you and it's not too grainy. You just never know out in the field like this. So, all right, so we were talking about building modular last week. Once the house is set, the work that has to be done, the finished work on the outside, the finished work on the inside. So where should we start right now? We talked a little bit about, you know, the access points on the inside, and it's a little hard to see on the outside, so I'm not sure we're gonna go out there.
Yeah, the light today is pretty hard to really get a good shot of what's happening. But again, in this example, a lot of choices were made because of all of the amazing partners that worked with and collaborated with Module and the innovation behind the design and the way that these homes are designed to live and function for their homeowners. You know, definitely they were thinking about healthy homes, sustainable homes, low carbon footprint, and just low cost of living in these homes when we were designed into them. So in terms of what's happening outside, a lot of those choices were made to install those things on site.
Right.
So again, it's not a great example of what you can expect from the factory. So we're really going to focus on inside today.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
It comes together.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, wait until we talk about with Brian the windows and doors in this house. I mean, they're just, who wouldn't want them? The hinges look like vaults on them. You know, they're definitely well made.
Really
all right.
Beautiful.
So in this home, so this is a little bit different because we're doing some projects in the states involved in affordability. You know, a lot of local suppliers and national vendors have gotten involved. So Laura Dwyer's team from DuPont is very, very involved in this with all the exterior house wrap and what's happening. Mitsubishi
is another great
Lowe's. I mean, Lowe's was in this.
Lowe's. Some of the other partners were also
IKEA. Yeah.
You know, we might see a little bit of. Actually, we won't be able to see that quite.
No,
yet.
we won't go into that one yet. They're over there doing a lot of work, but it's the same feel as what we're doing here.
Right.
Yeah.
So really tremendous partners, and Cobalt Creed with the
with the high efficiency heating and cooling ducts. Yep. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit about that.
What's really fun about Cobalt Creed is they're a huge supporter of.
Oh, Sean, yeah, dude, they rock and roll.
Council, and it's really nice to see that collaboration. So we always talk about how do you get started in off-site construction? How do you get started in modular? It's about finding good partners.
Right. It is all about finding good partners.
It's about finding the right people who can really pull a project together.
Yeah, for sure. And that's exactly it. We always talk about you're only as good as your trades, you're only as good as your partners, you're only as good as your suppliers. As a builder, out there doing this, whether you're a developer, residential or commercial, they make or break you, and getting the right trades goes a million miles.
Exactly. And I know we weren't going to talk about outside today, but really on these small, tight lots, really what they're trying to do also is maximize that outdoor living space. So what's being constructed right now outside the front door is a beautiful walk up to the front door where you'll be able to look out and walk outside and take a look. And then off of the back will be a lovely patio. This will be a nice walkout. So really great indoor-outdoor living space in a very tight location.
Yeah.
But that's all about that healthy living, right? Really being able to live in your home the way that you want to.
Yeah, for sure. And again, this was affordable. So let's talk about the things like we did that was in here. These cabinets were already installed at the manufacturing plant. We got to ask who's doing the countertops on this one. Normally the countertops would be installed. We do quartz and Cambria on our pass all the time. And I think once we go upstairs, we'll see how much of the upstairs is done. We have to remind you, they just got done putting in the floors, so I don't know if you can see, everything's really covered up. But the railings aren't on upstairs, so everybody remind Jennifer to be safe.
All of us, right? Really
need
to be safe. And as you'll see, I mean, obviously Dave and I are not practicing social distancing right now, but a lot of that is happening on the
well, we will at the end when we start talking to Brian. We'll put our face masks on and stuff. We kind of live together, so it's just one of those things. Jennifer, why don't we just, real quick, just, have a look through. I'm going to try not to make everybody sick because I do this a lot, and I know when I watch my film, I'm like, that camera didn't come with the house, that's ours. But you can see they're outside, they're putting in the water and sewer lines outside right now. You can see the dozer but I mean, it is super hot. I think it's in the 90s today.
It is.
These doors, these windows, all installed at the manufacturing plant. These switches installed at the manufacturing plant. The mini split, this is kind of cool, right? It's the remote control for it, and I think this whole thing pops down. I'm not gonna fudge with it while I have you guys live on camera right now. And then if we spin around this way, you can see there's gonna be a door right here. Well, you're saying, Dave, that looks like a far way down. It is, but that's where the closet is. Here is actually a front door. And I don't know if you can see it without going outside. This is gonna have all steel and mesh and concrete landings and entrances. It's going to be very, I guess, modern, right?
Yeah.
Is what we're looking at.
Look, yeah. And, I'm not sure what you all are hearing, but it's super noisy outside. And we talk about these windows and doors and just how it really is super quiet in here, even with all that noise happening outside.
It is. It really is.
So.
Well, let's do this. So we know the mini splits are in, Jen. Let's open that door because people really want to see how these are being done. We'll go to a basement in the other one. But Jen, if you could, thank you. So basically, this is going to be your basement steps going down right here. These are all on Superior Walls foundations, and we're going to talk about that here in just a few minutes.
So you know what, Dave, pan back down there because what we're going to show you in the next unit will look a little bit different than what you're seeing right now. So where that is exposed, where the sheetrock ends, what we'll show you.
Yeah, right along here.
Yeah, some other examples.
Well, that's the top plate, and then the house is sitting on the top plate, right? And that's what you're talking about. And that's where the band joist of the modular meets the top of the foundation wall, for sure. All right, Jennifer, let's let's head upstairs. And well, you know what? We have a half bath here. Why don't we show that? So when we come down, we can go to the next unit.
Why don't you
Can you open that door a little bit? I'm just going to show it from back here. It's a real tiny space. I won't be able to get the camera in there.
Yeah.
But you can see the towel bars are there. You can catch a little bit. They have a beautiful pedestal sink in the corner there. But if I try and go in there, you won't see anything.
But again, it's all about the efficient layout of the space and how every nook and cranny is really well designed.
For sure. All right, so the stairs are all done. We got protective material on them. Remember, this all came like this from the manufacturing plan, everyone. Let's talk a little bit about this spot right here. Can everybody see this spot right here? All right, what this is this is where the mate lines come together. For the first floor is here. Let me see if I can turn that. This is the first floor. There's a band joist here. There's a band joist here, right? And then there's a seam here where this set down on top. And then this is how we cover it up. Look how nice this all came together. And if you can see on this side, I mean, it's almost perfectly aligned. And that's not always the case with modular. Stairwells can be a real headache. But if you really take a, whoops, I'm sorry for bouncing you there. If you really take a look, that's all it needs to be done on this. We'll come up here. They got the hardwood landing in, as you can see. They put that down. That's ready to go.
So in here, you'll see another mini split.
Another mini split on the wall there. And then Jennifer's going to show us here, if you can see. Maybe, Jennifer, you can turn on the light on your phone.
Let's take a look.
It's a little dark.
I'm all wired up here, people.
So you can see the tiles already in place. Yeah, that's not going to work so well. Worth a try. I think they can see, though, pretty good. Right, so this is the washer and dryer room. The pan's already in place. We got the plumbing fixtures on the wall ready to accept the washer and dryer. You got your outlet over here. You got your vent down below in that area there. So this is all done at the manufacturing plant. All of this trim done at the manufacturing plant. And as you can see above here, you got a pull downstairs for the attic. Jen, let's watch because there's no railing here.
Exactly. So this is where, you know, you really have to be safe and watch where you're going. But we have another full bathroom in here. All of the tile was done at the factory. And you can see how the vanity and the mirror, the plumbing fixtures all come together.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, they still got some grouting and stuff to do, but you got your one-piece tub here. You got your rain shower head here. You got some beautiful gray cabinets here. You got your medicine cabinet mirror here. Again, sorry, we don't have power, so to try and have lights through all these homes, I just can't even fathom the idea of trying that just yet.
Yes.
This room has a mini split as well.
Exactly. So as we're walking through, remember, this home was designed to be, you know, enter the marketplace for an entry-level price point, right? We talk often about housing affordability, housing attainability, and what that means. So what I love about this unit and what we're showing today is even at that level, there are so many different finishes and so many different fixtures that you can have installed at the factory, and then you can just go up from there, right? In terms of shelving in your laundry room and how, you know, every closet is and the kitchen and everything else, you can build up from here. So, you know, again, in this bedroom, the closet doors were all installed. You have the one wire shelf already installed, but again, if you know, this was for a different client, you know, depending on your marketplace, you could definitely take this to the next level, all plywood shelving, and really fit out these closets and a whole lot more.
Yeah, you know, I'm zooming in and out, and sometimes I hit it goes so fast, and probably like, what the heck just happened? That's me. That's the weird guy behind the camera.
Right, and again, this was designed to let in a lot of natural light. As you can see today, beautiful windows, and a lot of thought goes into the design and the planning in terms of furniture placement and everything else. So what do I mean by that? Over here you have the windows that are larger and lower. This is where, you know, you might want to put a bigger piece of furniture or perhaps the bed with a headboard, you know, giving your client a little bit of flexibility from a design perspective. Asking them the questions, how are you going to live in this house? What, you know, what type of furniture do you expect to be in this home? Those are the questions that you want to ask and design into it appropriately. Yeah, and they're going to have a nice view. They got greenery back there. I'm sure they're going to clean up that fence and make it all beautiful. You know, Jennifer, while we're here, why don't we try and pull down this attic stairs? And let me just show people that this is built just like every other home. I apologize for the quick spinning. In fact, if you want to hold that, I'll pull it down. Hopefully I don't pull all the wires out. Yeah, we're gonna do a little behind the scenes magic here. Yeah. Let's see if we can.
Yep, don't do this at home, kids.
I know, seriously, no
All right,
railing.
let's see. Hopefully we'll have enough light up here. I'm going to show everybody what it looks like in the attic here. But I don't know if everybody can see that. Let me get my thing. All right, so we have our standard roof baffles here. We got our wind baffles. I don't know if you really see them here. It's kind of dark up here. But they have their stacks in place. We'll have to do this another time where we have some lights set up in the attic. But look at all this space up here. This is a regular storage attic. And the construction is the same as construction you're going to have in any other house. Absolutely amazing amount of space for such a small footprint of a house, right?
Yeah, so definitely use care as you're going down. And maybe we come back and put that up a little bit later and we can show everybody over here again, just what we can expect and what needs to be finished when the modules come together. And this is the interior finish work. This is the button-up work that we're talking about in terms of those on-site crews and what needs to be done.
Coming down. Sorry for the angle, but I got a pole here underneath me, so I got to turn the camera that way. All right, so this is where it's going to get bright again, Jen. Do we put our glasses on, or do we just go for it?
Oh my gosh.
Let's go.
I know.
So, all right, so let's talk a little bit. So where we're going now is going to be in the not affordable unit. This is a market rate unit that we're going into. It has a little bit different look and feel, different cabinets, different floors, just a little bit of an upgrade to what's here. I mean, this is quality stuff the way it is, but this is going to have a little bit more of a upgrade to it.
Yeah, for sure. And what we'll see in the other one is, again, the builder chose to do a little bit more on-site work, make it a little bit more customized. Not everything was installed in the factory. They're working with a local provider in terms of flooring and the kitchen. And just giving it a slightly different look and feel.
For sure.
And a lot of those bells and whistles are still in work. So, it would be awesome to come back and show you when that's all finished. But for right now, just expect to see a true job site. And you can hear and see all the crews that are working outside. And a special thanks to Modular and the team there for really allowing us to showcase what this all looks like, because this is what we do. We talk about building modular, and we're talking about interior finishes and the button-up work that's involved, the level of finish that you can expect from the factory. So hopefully you can get a sense of what we're talking about. And like Dave said, we're not in the cool, comfortable location today of our office, our studio, but yeah, we're braving the heat for you all, so we hope you appreciate it.
Yeah, we are. So let's take a walk over there, Jennifer, and you can get that door. I'll try and make it down these stairs, and I'll try not to make everybody blinded and sick.
Right, so here we go.
Let's give it a try here. All right. Welcome back to the hills of Pittsburgh. Maybe we can see a little bit down here. Yeah, it's still all that wash is coming off the house.
You know what? Let's go in this corner. Maybe they can get a better sense of what the different components used on the roof and everything else. And again, the level of excavation and everything that needs to be done when you're in a beautiful
not really going to
like
be able to see it. But what we can do is there's some metal seam, and I think most people know what metal seam is. Let's go inside the house and see what we have. Go ahead, Jen.
Oh goodness.
We'll follow you.
All right. So
well, first of all, let's just take a look at these doors. Look at the size of that opening he has. Look at the thickness of these doors. I mean, these are solid, true solid doors. It's absolutely amazing. And we'll ask Brian a little bit more about that when we see him, for sure.
Yeah, and again, talk about the design, talk about what what was being thought about when we came into this unit. There we go. And really, as it's been explained to us, this is a very versatile room that we're standing in at the moment, because it could be a home office, it could be a guest room. The hardware isn't finished. I'm not sure if you can see.
I'll grab it. Yeah, those are pocket doors in there. So if you want to hold that, Jennifer, and I'll spin around this way. So this could be, like you said, a separate home office. It could be pocket doors, or it is pocket doors. I'm losing my mind. A dining area for this unit. Now these are all the same width, so they're just all set up a little bit differently, and I think that's what's kind of neat. In here, you can see to my right, before we go any further, there's just a regular closet, and then Jen, if you can.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So we do have some work that's being done on the mechanicals in here.
Yeah, we won't go all through there, but some of the guys have their tools in there. They're really keeping the project really neat and clean, and that is something that I always talk about that is so super important. And you know, job cleanliness and the board, like if you saw the board Brian and the team Module have downstairs, they have a big board. They have a what do they call it? Emergency kit, first aid kit hanging on the board. They have signs up, and they have very strict instructions on cleanliness.
They do. It's really terrific.
You must be watching our show.
I know. It's a whiteboard. You know, they have all the markers down there, so you can change the message on there daily. In terms of what needs to be focused on or what's been completed or messages to the trades. There's a full set of plans down there for everybody to access. And the total plus one was the med kit.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was really enjoyed seeing that.
Yeah, that they had that on site. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a closer look at this one. So this actually has bamboo floors. I don't know if you can see it. I think they still need to get. But they put these floors in already, and I think that was from Lowe's or somebody who supplied their floors. Most of these doors, if not all of them, I haven't touched them all, are solid core, solid doors. I mean, really well built. Jen, let's check out the difference in this kitchen here, because they did not do this kitchen from the manufacturer. They did this kitchen locally, and I'm going to walk on the other side because the light's going to be a little bit better. But
yeah, so again, you have your painted shaker style cabinets, you know, in your trend right gray. And yes, they did decide to partner. Oh gosh, this is where your sink is going. They did decide to partner with a local supplier on the cabinetry. And again, that's the beauty of modular. You can do that. You can work with a combination of local trade partners that you may know very well or want to showcase their work. Or have some kind of partnership with, or you can choose to do that from the factory. But yes, in this example, when you do everything on site, oftentimes the manufacturer will recommend that you do both the cabinets and the flooring either on site or at the factory. There are some people out there who think that, you know, if you are going to do one, you need to do the other as well. So these are the critical paths that we were talking about in an earlier episode, and what I typically call a take-all, right? If a client wants to choose to do one component or one piece of the on-site work, then there might be other things tied to it. For example, if their client is going to do the floors, they should probably install the trim as well on site, just because you can't really do one without the other.
Let me see if I can pull this pocket door here closed, 'cause that's a little loud. Like this one's still locked in place. Oh no, it isn't. There it is.
Oh, nice. I mean, again, this is the
See, there's another pocket door right there. They're working downstairs, so I don't know if that saw was driving everybody or not. There's a thermostat wire because this has a little bit of a different heating and cooling system in it.
It does. Do you want to talk about that now, or do you want to talk about that?
Well, why don't we do this? I'm going to wait until he stops cutting downstairs because we were going to go down and talk about that. But one of the things I think we can talk about, Jennifer, is, again, here's another access point that we can show everybody. If everybody can kind of see up there, maybe, see if I can turn that. Whoops, sorry, you're getting sick. All right, so again, you got your plumbing stacks, you got your wires, you got wires here, you got your hot and your cold. This is just an access point. You can see how perfectly square, and the nailers are there on the outside to put your sheetrock back up. Now, that's thought out, right? So all you got to do is cut that square, put your sheetrock back up, and we got another one you can see right over here because there's more plumbing on that side upstairs.
Yeah, so, you know, while we're here and while we're waiting to go downstairs, we are getting some great comments from the crowd. And Brian from Gaudio did correct us in terms of the width. We're 16 feet on that project, so you're right. You know,
thanks, Brian.
I know, see, my math is way off.
I wasn't. Did you say I was right? Did she just say I was right? It's on camera.
And Tim, we're getting messages from Tim Sims from Nichiha. Yes, it is Hardy on the project, but in the earlier project that Module did, they did partner with Nichiha on that project
they did.
On Latham House.
Tim Sims, I love it, man. Tim's a great supporter. I love hanging out with Tim.
Yeah. So again, talk about the level of finish and what's being done and the beautiful windows. Dave, I don't know if we showed that amazing picture.
Yeah, this one's a bigger one. Sorry for my mug. Yeah. So there you go. Look at the size of that window. All the natural light coming in. And again, the exterior of these are all going to have pretty much, you know, the same look, just different colors. But as far as product inside, you can see they got the steel going in for the landing right there. You got these doors like I was talking about before, and Brian can just tell us about the name and what's so important about these doors. But look at the hinge system on that. I don't know if everybody can see that. The hinge system on these doors is just amazing to me. And the thickness of these doors, right? We're really going for a high efficiency, high energy efficient product.
Yeah, and just from a design element, how amazing the thought process was, and again, everything that went into the planning and the development of these projects. And you know, a perfect example of that is, you know, the pocket doors in the back. It could be for an overnight guest who's coming to visit, you know, that home office like we all desperately need right now.
Yeah, right back there, because that's where the pocket doors were.
Yeah, so making the most of a very efficient layout and space.
You know, and then you got these awning windows, which are great. Why don't you open one of those, Jen, just to show what they are? Maybe I do it from a side, it'll be easier for people to see it. Yep, and they go out, and then you can adjust how far they go out.
Yeah, so these are just really nice,
Yeah,
a nice level of detail.
For sure.
And all of the trim on the exterior and everything that was done to really make this all come together, that look and feel. Very sleek, very modern, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, not at all. Well, it sounds like they're not cutting downstairs. Why don't we... you
want to take a look?
Why don't we go downstairs?
All right, so we get a sneak peek into another bathroom.
Let me, I'm going to shorten this up a little bit so we don't... So I can show some stuff here.
Right. So again, the design, the way the space was thought out.
Oh, there you go. So there's going to be another half bath in here.
Down here, and
this is all going to be finished space, right? That's why this is only a pocket door. You can see Jennifer going down the stairs here. I'm going to shorten this staff a little bit so I can show you some things without it being so awkward. So.
And we had some lights in here, but they're not working.
The other way. Turn them to the left.
You're just going to have to bear with us. Oh, there we go. There we go.
All right. All right, so we are in the basement. You can see some of the guys are working over there. They're cutting the steel. One of the things that's important, Jen, can you just turn that light a little bit here on this, is we always talk about organization and keeping things really, really organized. You can see they have their scaffolding here set up. They have their trim all laid out, really nice and neat. Again, these are tight spaces. They also have all their sheetrock material here. And then you got the welders and everybody here and all the hard-working gents. Hi. Say hi, you're live. Oh, yeah. It's hot, right?
It's hot.
Know who I'm glad I am not? I'm glad I'm not the welder today. Oh, it's a hot day. All right, so we use metal frame studs down here, and then let's kind of shine the light in here, Jen. Great. So what do we have in here? We got our sub panel on the wall here, and I always like to show this, right? You got your sub panel. You see all your wires drop in. This is no different, sorry for the shadow from the light, than any site-built home. It's already pre-labeled, right? And really what's happening here is the modules from above, there's 2 floors here, right? Let's put this over here if you don't mind. You have 2 floors, right? And what happens is they both feed into this panel box. So there's a main line that comes in to this panel box right here. Now in this system here, sorry I'm spinning fast. Jen, if you could hold that for a second. This is the Unico system by Cobalt Creek. Can you go back just a little bit? I know my wires are gonna, right? Man, I'm getting blinded by the light. So this is the Unico. This is the high efficiency. You can see this is the whole system right here that is going to heat and cool this entire house. And this is a Unico system, which is absolutely awesome. It'll be interesting to see how this all fires up and how they get everything going, but they do a fabulous, fabulous job. And then we also have right here, I don't know if everybody can see that, energy recovery ventilator that's also going in this house, which is amazing. So
yeah. So again, you know, all of these homes are designed to. Here we go. For healthy, sustainable living. So when you're talking about the systems that are being used and the components that are being used, a lot of thought and care went into all of this.
All right. So again, this is a Superior Walls foundation system. Walk over here a little closer, Jen. As everybody can see, this is a prefabricated wall system, right? It already has its insulation in. It already has its metal studding on the walls. I believe they are R13 or R10 and a half. We have to double check on that. It's been a while, and I haven't really used one in a couple years, but they've been getting used a lot, and I love this system. They consider it one of the driest systems. It's a gravity-fed system, sits on pea gravel and stone, have the drainage system underneath. But as you can see, this is how they came, ready to go, thermally insulated. They got everything on the walls. These windows probably already came in place on this particular home. Absolutely an amazing system for what they're used for, and they're very, very, very good in high energy efficiency homes, for sure.
And I'm not sure, you know, it is kind of hard to see with the lights and everything else, but this space was designed to have a one-car garage and living space behind it. So where we're standing right now will get finished. There's a lot of extra Durarock and everything else around where they will finish some of these spaces.
Yeah, for sure. But this room's going to be finished, and then out here, but past that door, is going to be the one-car garage. So all this going to finish. You can see that the ductwork's in, you know, the plumbing lines are in above. So really, for, you know, Pennsylvania's been shut down. So made super quick work of this, for sure.
You know what, Dave, while we're down here and we're talking about all the wires and how all the connections get made, I mean, you can really see how much can be done at the factory and what needs to be done on site. So when you're thinking about those scopes of work, when you're thinking about what the trade partners really need to do, if you are a modular, you know, a builder using modular construction, you may want to come and take a look. Again, find somebody who's got a project rolling in your area and take a look so that you really understand that scope of work that those trade partners need to complete on site.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it really is. Honestly, I mean, if they were working, they'd be almost done with this already.
Yeah, and Dave, look at how high these ceilings are going to be in this finished space.
Yeah, these are 9-foot ceilings on this, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I can't even get close to touching them. So definitely, and I'm 6 foot, so these units are really set up for success for the area, for the neighborhood, infill lots. I mean, this is absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, so are we going to go back?
Yeah, we're going to go back upstairs. Those guys are welding out front, so we don't want to go by there. Here's we can show this real quick if you want, Jen. Why don't we show this? Sorry for making everybody sick. So this is the top plate of the superior walls. I don't know if everybody can see that there, right? This is the metal studding that's in place. You got, I think it's 8 inches or 10 inches on the top of this wall. I got to do my homework a little bit more. I've used these so many times and absolutely love it. I think it's the greatest system in the world. This is our sill plate on top with our bolts, and then this is the band joist. Obviously, they got an electrical line running here that'll get covered, but this is the band joist, and your floor joists are tied into this on the front over here, and then obviously behind me, behind the steps. But this is the modular part sitting on the house. You can see they spray foam sealed everything, and then it runs down on top of the superior walls. And the other great thing about superior walls, I don't know if you can see the pre-drilled holes? Yeah, you can just push your plumbing and wiring right through these walls, and they are strong, super strong. Love superior walls, glad they're in this project. Let me not make you sick, and we'll come back up here. Flooring's installed. This flooring was installed inside. Again, there's the bathroom.
Yeah, and
it's getting loud out there, huh?
Dave, just from a sequencing perspective, something to consider is when you put in your basement steps and how much has to be done, all that up and down, back and forth with the trades, you definitely want to make sure you have the staircases and points of entry into the house so that once your trades are on site, you know, they're not climbing up and down ladders from the first floor to the second floor or into the basement. One of the first things that we often recommend is access points into the house and in between the floors.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get that door here so people don't have, we can show people how quiet they are.
I know, right? We won't be able to close it.
Oh, you know what? They put the wire in.
Yeah.
All right.
So we can't really do that.
Well, I mean, that's really kind of the extent of, you know, the tour here. Let's go back over to the affordable house. Let's wrap it up with, and see if Brian's over there. And I think that'll be a good way to go. So listen, we're going over, we're going to pull up LinkedIn Live. If you guys have questions or comments, we're going to go take a look at them now. So stick with us for a few more seconds. We just wanted to bring you into this. The upstairs in this unit is fairly the same, extra bedroom as the other units. So there's not a whole lot of differences in the upstairs, just the quality of some of the materials and finishes, right?
So thank you for bearing with us as we walk from one unit to the next. Definitely, again, we're on location. There's no doubt about that.
All right. Okay, so here we go. We're going to walk back in. You can see the guys working out front. All right, let's go. Let's see if we can find Brian Gaudio.
Yeah, we we have some nice background music right there.
We do. We got the guy working on the ladder out front there. All right, Jen. Let's see. Where's Brian? Can we find him?
Here we are. I mean, hopefully he's around. Did we lose him? We have, over here we have some more people working outside, but I'm really not sure where we have Brian. He'll come out of the woodwork.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to set up so we can do actually. Well, look how high that is. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. So we can respond to some people.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
So I'll let you do that.
So Jen's going to go find Brian real quick. I'm going to pull up the computer system here, and hopefully we keep things rocking and rolling. I hope everybody's enjoying this tour. It is hot here. There's so much to see. There's so much going on, and walking everybody around to look at this project is something we've been wanting to do and come live. We've been talking about the process with modular construction. We'll try and get some morning shots and maybe even a morning live feed in so people can really see what's happening here, because it's so bright outside. You can't really show the exterior of these. The glare is coming off that white Tyvek, and it's even just painful to look at. So, all right, we're pulling up the computer here. Everywhere I go lately seems to have just the slowest internet access. So we're going in. Oh, here comes Brian. We're going to have to don some masks in a minute. So if you guys have questions for Brian, he is coming in the door now.
All right, so now it's time to be.
All right, Brian Gaudio.
Hello.
Brian and I are not married, so therefore we have not been living together. Maybe you can hold that for a second, Jen, and I'll put my mask on. Brian, what's up, dude?
How's it going?
All right, let me do this because we're going to have to disconnect from this and use this. All right. I got this cord all on me. Let me take this off, Jennifer. We're just going to set this right here in the... See all the work that goes into this, Brian?
I know. Bear with us as we are.
So, all right, Brian. We just walked through the entire project.
Yep.
We showed all the good stuff to everybody. I couldn't remember the name of the darn windows again. What were they?
Clearwall windows.
Yeah. The whole purpose of these units, obviously they're built super strong, super energy efficient. Can just, for those, a lot of people know you, but share the vision of this for us.
Yeah, I mean, our vision at the grand scale is, the same way that Tesla is disrupting the auto industry with a sexy, eco-friendly product, 10x better customer experience, 21st century manufacturing. That's what we want to grow up to be. So ideally, our homes are zero energy ready certified. So we're a zero energy ready certified builder. So eco-friendly product, customer experience. We're transparent on our website. Here are the 4 designs that you see. Here's the pricing up front.
Right.
And we want the customer to be able to make purchase decisions online.
Yeah.
And then, our version of the 21st century manufacturing is modular construction. So we would love to work with great modular partners. Structural Modulars Inc. SMI Homes is the partner on this project. And ultimately, we want to build hundreds of homes. That's what we want to do. And this is the first 4 units. It's 3 structures, but 4 units that we're doing as the developer on the project.
Yeah, so I mean, these units are really, really important to what you have going on. So you have 3 buildings here. You have an affordable, and then you have market rate. But we didn't go in the other one. It actually has a first floor apartment, so it's really a duplex.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, as we're working in these urban infill areas, we're trying to serve different home buyers that maybe the typical home builder doesn't. You think in this unit that we're standing in, this is for someone who's making 80% of the median income in Pittsburgh. So your income ratio for a 3-person household, they're going to be making $57,000, and they're going to be able to a year, and they're going to buy this house. So that's one type of buyer. And then we'll serve a lot of the, in Pittsburgh, where we're sitting here in Pittsburgh, there's a lot of people coming into work for Duolingo or Google. So think about the young professional that wants to be able to walk to the grocery store, walk to a coffee shop, and be in work in 10 minutes. And then, the other buyer that think will serve well is that downsizing baby boomer who doesn't need as much space, is thinking about coming back to the city. And those are some of the buyers that we'll serve. Yeah, for sure. Well,
I mean, the units they're really well laid out. I mean, for the size and the space, for the infill lot, you got quite a bit of space on these. You got 9-foot ceilings here. You got 9-foot ceilings in the basement. All the basements can be finished. I think this one's left up to whoever takes it over. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we put 9-foot ceilings on these living spaces because we are only 16 feet wide, so we figured that extra foot of space makes it feel more spacious.
Sure.
But Hallie from our team, who you guys got to chat with earlier today, she's put a lot of thought into the layouts of these units, right. And there's great natural light in here. I don't think you feel tight in this space because of the number of windows and the quality of the windows that we used.
Yeah, well, for sure. We didn't have to set any lights up in this space other than take one down in the basement. That's how much natural light in. So that's what I mean. They're really, really well thought out. Give us some timelines. Where are we at now? COVID slowed you up a couple weeks, but where are you headed now?
So where we're headed is we'll finish these in probably by end of July. These will be complete. So we're talking to buyers on 2 of the units, and then the show home module will keep, and I'll actually be living in that one too, so I'll get to eat my own dog food, and really test out the product.
You know what? Your dog food's looking pretty good so far, so I don't think you're going to have too hard of a time with that.
That's true. It's organic dog food, grass-fed dog food. That's
dog food for the earth. So. All right, so how are we doing on questions? We got things coming in, Jennifer?
Yeah, so let's do a couple of shout outs. I know I'm off camera, but you guys can kind of respond. We have Brian.
Here, come on in camera with us. Put your mask on and come on in here.
Oh, goodness, really working some camera magic. So Brian Iverson, thank you for saying good morning, peeps. As always, it's good to have Mark Willie on. Sharp space and layout. The doors and kitchen trim are very similar to the work we do. He was also wondering about the insulation levels in the basements and was excited to learn more about the exterior doors and windows.
So Clearwall is our window manufacturer on this project. So they have a facility here in the U.S., but they are an international company. And then on the basements, I know that we're designing a zero energy ready standard on these homes. The basement of this home is designed for code, so the insulation levels in there are for actual, this is the affordable unit. So that's essentially as a storage space, but in the unit that you guys were in previously, we have enough insulation that you could use that as a space and you wouldn't need to add any other insulation.
Yeah, so talk about a winning formula, right? Modular construction combined with a superior wall foundation when you're going for those, net zero homes. I mean, that sets you up for success.
Yeah, we like superior walls because in Pittsburgh it's really snowy. I mean, you guys are building, up in the Northeast a lot, but it snows a lot. And it's really tough to pour concrete when it's snowing.
Yeah.
And so
it really extends the length of your year when you use precast foundations like that, right? You're not as dependent on weather. You can move a lot faster and you can get more jobs done.
Yeah, that's really one of the reasons that this is the first time we're using superior walls, but that was one key reason is I remember on our last project, laying the block and pouring that slab took an inordinate amount of time, and for some reason we end up building in the winter months every time, and so we're trying to expedite the construction process.
Right, and really make it all work. Just a couple of more shout outs. We have Tim from Nichiha out there. It's always good to see you. He had a couple of questions.
Good to see you, Tim.
Moving the camera around. Sorry.
Tim helped us on our first house on our website. If you go to the Latham house, Nichiha, we use Nichiha on that house, and it's a really fun facade on that first home. That was fun.
Yeah, that is a great project. And just in terms of the other folks who are tuning in, we have Cynthia Connor, who's so excited to have the product showcase, so shout out to Cynthia. And Rick Hawkins makes a really great point. Nice double stack units for infill and land use.
Yeah.
And that's something else we wanted to talk about was just the versatility and of the design of what we're standing in right now. How many different applications this could be used for?
Yeah, I mean, we've started out in single unit, detached, attached, and then even a multifamily context. So we've designed, if you imagine, you talk about stacking too tall, we have a version that we'll be releasing on our website, but actually a stacked flat, so condos. So you can imagine 3 units of this size, each has about 2 bedrooms, and each floor is 1 2-bedroom condo. So that's essentially a triplex. So we'll be rolling out a few new designs, a triplex, an accessory dwelling unit. So for those If you're on the West Coast, you know that accessory dwelling units are the sort of granny flats. So we're rolling out a design that's a granny flat. And then we've been working on some age-in-place ready housing.
Sure.
We just went through, we had been on with you guys earlier talking about our modular housing task force for COVID, and we've created this age-in-place unit, which is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, single mod unit that has your turning radiuses for your wheelchair, and the ability to go ADA in the future by adding grab bars and things. So
multi-generational design and really universal access, universal design. You know, that you can do that. You can start at one point in your life and stay there for a good number of years, and really age in place there. So all you know, such a huge demand in the marketplace for products like that. And even now in what we're doing right now, supplemental care units and student housing and commercial use. I mean, there's just so many different applications. So we're so excited that we were able to show this space today. And I might switch off with you, Dave.
Yeah, go ahead. Here, you want to grab this? And I'll wrap up. I got a few more. I got to share my mic with Brian. Brian, you can just point it or whatever. All right, here we go. So Tim Seams, we already said. Anthony Good, always joining us. Mini ductless. These systems are just getting better and better. We agree with that. Mark Bild, Rick Hawkins is always on. Rick's a nice guy. I mean, he's always chatting. We have a phone call coming up. Do you know Rick?
I don't know if I do know Rick. So we'll have to connect. We'll have to connect, Rich.
Zulfi Ahmed. I have 20 properties in Baltimore City. I want this in Baltimore City. Can you get some down there right now?
Let's do that. Let's talk. Reach out to me, Brian at modulhousing.com. Let's set up a chat.
Yeah, he says, please help me.
All right.
Love it. All right, so who else we had? Ahmed Jawad. What's up, buddy? You inspire me as well. Thank you so much. That was really cool. It's good to hear from you. I look forward to catching up. That's all the way from England, those ones.
Wow.
Yeah, all these guys. All right, so listen, everybody, we really appreciate you tuning in today. If I missed anybody, I apologize. This is Mobile. I'm from Pittsburgh, so we're in here today just visiting family and obviously trying to keep up with our live feeds. So don't have the regular crew where we have a camera person working the camera. I hope we did okay for everybody. Jennifer and I working it on our own like that. What did you think? Were you watching any of it?
It was great. I was watching the live feed and hearing you guys talk, you and Jen talk about the units and getting your perspective as you're walking through them was actually educational for me and for my team, because we're so in it that sometimes when you zoom back out and you hear you guys who are experts in the space talk about some of the the layout that we've done. You guys have talked about some of the other features in these homes. It's really helpful to hear that feedback from our perspective. So thank you guys for coming.
No, we really appreciate it. And listen, you don't think 16 feet or 15.9 inside walls, roughly 14.8, something like that, is so much space. It's a lot of space. These are bigger. Like this first floor is twice the size of most Manhattan apartments, just to give people an idea. And millions of people live in those. So.
Yep. Yeah, I think the group that we're really serving is a lot of the people that are living in an apartment right now, and they're like, I want to buy, but I don't want to go. I don't have the need to buy a really big house, and so I don't see myself in the product that's out there. Then they're scrolling through Zillow and Realtor.com. They say, I'm living in a 1,000 square foot apartment right now. I can't go up to 3,000 square feet today. I need something that's really a house that acts in a lot of the ways that my apartment acted.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, that's really it, everybody. I think that we're going to wrap it up here. Jennifer on the computer over there, why don't you come over here first real quick and say goodbye to everybody with us. We're going to put the camera on. Jen's got to put herself back in shot here. So, Brian, you hold that. Jen, you come over in here closer. I know, we're social distancing.
We're trying.
All right, everybody, listen. Dave Cooper, Jennifer Cooper. Bill, this is an episode of Building Modular live from the Blackstreet Project with this guy right here. We're at Brian from Module. Brian, thanks so much for having us.
Thank for coming by. This is great.
Absolutely. Love it. So that's it, everybody. We'll see you next time. Maybe. All right, one more time.
Oh my gosh, do the finger point, right? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it has to refresh. What do you guys think? You enjoy that?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
right. Perfect.
Until I was watching until my phone was about to die. So.
Oh, did it? Right. That's.
You guys are great on on